What's up guys, Joey here with Bree and The Will, and we are here to meet up with Digby and Pablito to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So let's go check it out.
Hi guys, how's it going? It's me, Digby.
It's Digby, it's Digby too.
Vlog the cops.
Huh?
Can you vlog the cops?
Oh yeah, vlog, cop vlog. Cop vlog.
Alright guys, I like the part where Ric Flair came in and he dropped the people's elbow on their bitch asses.
Oh.
Stuff. All accurate.
Camera?
Yeah, what happened?
What do I do with my hands?
Put them on me.
First thoughts. Very strong opening. It set the mood. Lots of good colors. Baby Groot, of course, you know, stealing the show. Chaos in the background. I liked it.
High energy, fun music, lots of color, great.
Alright, first starts in the movie. Baby Groot, of course, being cute as ever. In the opening sequence, that was pretty rad, right? Chaos is going in the background and he's there chilling, dancing, doing his thing. Well, me and old Jakey boy here, we're DC backers. We love DC. Ain't that right, Jakey?
No.
At all?
No.
Have you all wrong?
I've never liked DC.
It's terrible.
You've known me for 36 years.
37. Okay, 37 years. Okay.
Sad. The movie was very sad.
Well, that's how you know it's going to be sad. It starts out so happy, so you know it's going to be like so sad.
Broke my heart. Not gonna lie.
No, wait. First thoughts. Loved the opening. The whole group dancing scene was great. You could all see them all fight in the background. It was great. First thought's great.
It's not as good as the first. Meh.
I have two favorite parts.
Go first.
One of them is Rocket when he's like in the forest and he booby traps all of, like when the Ravagers are coming for him and he like booby traps everything and takes out almost everybody.
Shit ton of them.
No, three favorite parts. Second favorite part, Yondu and the arrow when they're escaping.
Oh, that was a magical scene. It's
Yes.
just like beautifully done.
And third favorite part, I actually really like the part where Star-Lord and Gamora are like dancing on Ego. Well, the reason why is because that exact moment is the peak of like stasis right before shit hits the fan. Like that is the peak of the happiness right there in that moment. And then the breakaway is like when the decline starts.
Finding his dad. Like, I would like to find my dad one day, so I use that as inspiration.
I had two favorite parts of the movie. First one was when Groot kept bringing back all the strange items, trying to get Yondu and Rocket out of jail.
Very funny. Very funny of you, James Gunn.
That was my favorite part. My second favorite part was actually post-credit scene where they introduced Adam Warlock.
He's still getting milk. But it was insane how, you know, this kid's mother dies right there in front of him. He gets blasted off into space, and like 34 years later, he finds his dad. Isn't that crazy? What would you do if you found your dad while you're a grown-ass man trying to save the universe?
I guess it's kind of sad, just kind of the raccoon Groot Rocket, he kind of realizes that he's kind of a dick, and they just kind of come to terms with him he's realizing through Yondu and his mistakes that he shouldn't go that way, he should, you know, go a different way, but he kind of realizes friendship and love and good stuff, you know. He has character development. It's a thing films should have.
So did you like that part because you're kind of a dick and you related to it?
No, it's because you're kind of a dick and it reminded me of you. Super adorps! Adorps! Times 2, right, Jake?
Yeah. No, I thought he was great, but I liked the original tall Groot better. He just seemed to have more character when he's taller.
Oh, Baby Groot, I mean, he stole the show at some parts. I don't know if they overdid it with him a little bit. I mean, he was pretty cute throughout.
Okay, but the whole, like, Ravengers dressing him up and, like, picking on him kind of broke my heart a little bit.
Oh, that was very sad.
It was so whatever.
I would have punched him in the nuts.
I do think that they did a good job. I would have liked to have seen him be, like, a little bit more active, but I know he's, like, a baby, so I get it. But I think they did a great job with emotion. Similar to the first movie, but I feel like this movie, maybe there was like even more emotion with the big eyes and showing sadness and happiness and all of that stuff. I do kind of miss that one-on-one bond with Groot and Rocket though. Like I feel like, I mean he was bonded with the whole team, but I miss like that one-on-one.
I like the transition as he kind of come from the first volume, you know, as a pod, kind of was actually out there moving around doing stuff and slowly became a, you know, a productive part of the team again.
It took him a while to be productive, but he got there nonetheless. Yeah, it was pretty cool, and even in that little ending scene when they showed him being like a teenager, it was pretty cool. I mean, video games isn't really what I was doing when I was a teenager, but it was kind of close.
Not even close. The first one was amazing. The first one is my Star Wars. People like Star Wars? Jakey likes?
Yeah, I like Star Wars.
No, I don't really like Star Wars, but first Guardians of the Galaxy, my Star Wars.
Compared to the first movie, I think the first movie was better because it was something that nobody has seen before. Not many people knew of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, and the way that they did them is different than they were in the comic books. It was new and fresh. Like, it came out of nowhere, so the first movie just kind of like
Took everybody
all
by
the
storm.
expectations, all that. Now, being a sequel, it was very entertaining, very strong. I don't think it's as good as the first movie, but it is a very good second movie. It didn't flop, you know, like a bunch of second movies that we have seen.
So,
sequels.
I agree. Like, I feel like this movie was maybe like a little bit more forced with the jokes. I feel like maybe were a little bit like sometimes too much.
Yeah, they put a lot.
They were like
of
too
jokes.
corny.
Like, you
also,
got jokes. This
I
movie's
don't
got
remember
jokes.
his name, but the guy who plays Kurt on Gilmore Girls, he was a Ravenger in the first movie, and now he was like the main one by Yondu's side in this one. The first movie, he didn't really bother me because he didn't really talk a lot. This one, I was like, I can't take this guy seriously because it's Kurt from Gilmore Girls.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Star Wars fans, get super pissed at me. Write me in the comments. Make sure you put
They're
the
both
name in
space operas.
there. Yeah, whatever that means.
It was just, you know what? I've been saying it's not as good as the first movie. It was just different, though. They just had a different feel, different vibe, a very different plot.
You can't really compare it to the first one because the first one you're kind of introducing everyone and getting a good feel. But you know, this one they actually, you know, everyone's kind of in place, so now you actually have a story to go forward with.
I have to agree with him.
Yeah.
I think the first one was way better. Although there's nothing wrong with the second.
Okay, I'll give you that.
The soundtrack was almost not as groovy as the first soundtrack, is what I'm thinking. But it did fit the movie really well, as if it was pretty like dramatic like the movie. You know, it wasn't as fast and poppy as all like the first one. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't have no classic Michael Jackson or whatever on there. But it was still pretty good.
His ass just got pulled over.
I know, somebody just got pulled over.
Kind of the same, except these songs are more obscure. But they do kind of fit more into the film, I think. Especially when the mood change, when serious stuff happens. But then it's kind of too on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, I feel like the first one had a lot more popular songs. The second one, more atmospheric songs. Brandy by Looking Glass, they use that throughout the movie a couple times, and I think it really fits. But overall, I don't think the soundtrack isn't as strong as the first one.
The soundtrack on this movie didn't stand out as much. Actually, I mean, it was good for the mood, and it did set the pace of the feeling, but they used a lot more of obscure 70s songs.
Not so like number one, which I could understand though, because if you make like mixtapes, you put all your favorite songs on number one, then that's like your B-list of songs right there. But I will say one thing, I do not feel like this one was as well integrated into the movie as the first one. They did a lot of the same tricks where, you know, like he's listening to it and then it becomes, but I don't know, just something about it, it didn't seem as, like the first one, it just fit together, like.
It just seamless, just like.
The villains were, they were tremendous. They were the best villains. You couldn't find any better villains.
So I did not originally think that Ego was going to be the main villain, the main bad guy. Like, oh, yeah, hey, I'm your father. It's all good and well, but I've been killing all your brothers and sisters. And then I am going to use you to take over the world and kill everybody. And then, but I did like, you know, I love Kurt Russell and everything. I mean, almost everything. And Jack Burton, man.
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. I didn't want him to be the bad guy because of my love for him. But I did like, as soon as Star-Lord found out that he killed his mom, he just automatically, without hesitation, just started laying into him. He didn't even react or anything. He's like, you killed my mother, boom. I'm gonna tear you up with my guns. So that was pretty cool.
Kind of felt like that's where they were going to go with Kurt Russell being the bad guy and him being the whole planet. I kind of knew a little bit about it, but not that much. I was hoping there'd be other stuff, especially tying into Thanos, because he was in the first one, and when I saw him in the first one, I was like, oh yeah, baby, we're getting Thanos, it's all coming together. But this one is kind of like by itself, sort of. There's not much connecting it to the other part of the whole MCU, and I was kind of disappointed about that.
I do think that going into Star-Lord's backstory and learning, because I mean, basically learning exactly why he could hold the Infinity Stone and getting that all out there on the table, like I do like that they went that direction with it. And for his dad being a planet,
they did it really good.
I think they did that really well, because that's what I was reading in like all the precursors that people were like, how are they going to make his dad a planet? And I think that they did that really well.
I do like that he's a planet that literally goes around banging everything. That's my kind of planet.
I totally agree. It's in itself, the movie is great. The villains are great. I love that they turned Yondu into a hero, because in the first one, it's basically his character from The Walking Dead all over again. You hate him at first, and then whenever he dies, you get real sad because you grow to like him. But yeah, I think the fact that it doesn't tie in with the rest of the Marvel movies just yet is a little disappointing, but I think they're going to handle that in Thor.
And the gold people?
The gold people, you know. I did like the ending, though, where the gold people, that's where Adam Warlock comes in.
So, yeah, I mean, that whole thing was kind of, I understand where it was in there, but it was kind of just like, I don't know.
Okay. Villain, I mean, it was pretty fucked up because it's his dad.
Yeah.
It's his dad. Imagine if your dad, like, you found your dad 34 years later and he's trying to kill everything. Yeah.
Calm down, bro.
Yeah.
It's not that serious.
Chill, man.
Snickers.
Out of 10, I give it a thumbs up, and it's good.
I mean, the characters are still well developed and they're still lovable and there's a good plot to it. It's just some stuff got a little corny, some stuff got a little cheesy, some stuff felt a little forced. But, I mean, I think it was a good sequel, so I will say like 8.4.
Mine's a 9.0 on the original. I'm going to go with an 8.5.
V-I-I-I.
Solid even 7.
I'm going to go higher.
You're beating higher.
Yeah, I'm going to go higher. Probably around an 8 to 8.5, somewhere in there.
You should watch it. I just wouldn't watch it more than once.
I'm going to watch it again and again and again.
Final thoughts. I was super sad. I did not want them to kill Yondu. I love Michael Rooker. He does an amazing Yondu. And they really pull that all together. Hey, you know, your real father's a dick. I was kind of a dick to you, but I actually cared about you. And then they had to kill him, and then they gave him a huge funeral with all the pretty colors. I just love the Yondu character, and it's sad to see him go.
I feel like both movies have kind of followed. Both movies have kind of followed that path, because in the first movie we saw the whole Groot thing, and then of course you thought Groot was dead until the very end. Well, I mean, if you were just watching the movie. And then this one, so they did the same thing. You were sad and torn up because Groot saved everybody, and then he died, and then you find out he's alive. And then this one, Yondu saves Star-Lord, and then he dies, and then at the very end you're happy because he was like well honored in his death. So I feel like it's like that same basic trends that like gets you really, really sad and then warms your heart at the end.
Me and Jake Kibor are going on a DC Comics World Tour, coming to you straight soon. Oh yeah. With your buddy Mark Wahlberg. Oh, Mark Wahlberg. We're gonna fucking come here and we're gonna do fucking body shots off of my fucking abs right now. I'm fucking going, okay?
I'll go on my own fucking time. Alright, this is my fucking video. This is my time, not yours. Alright? Okay, the movie was fucking good. But let me ask you this question. Have you ever seen a movie called Transformers? Because that shit was fucking ridiculous. I said, blah, blah, fuck you, Decepticon. I did push-up contests on right now. Like this one right here. Push-up contest. Right fucking now. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.